Hi, I'm Reverend Jake Sabe, and welcome to Children's Bible Stories. Alright, children, welcome back to another episode of Children's Church History Stories. Today we're going to have a story about Creation Day and the Archbishop James Ussher. So, who was Bishop Ussher? So, Ussher was an Irish bishop who was born in the late 1500s. So, he's born around the same time that Chemnitz and them were writing the Book of Concord. And he later lived until the mid-1600s. And Ussher was not a member of the Roman Catholic Church. He was a priest in the Church of Ireland, which was a branch of the Church of England, or the Anglican Church. And Reverend James Ussher would eventually go on to become the Archbishop of Armagh in Ireland, and that also made him the primate of all Ireland. So a primate was kind of like the chief head bishop of Ireland. In Ireland they had two primates. The Archbishop of Armagh was the primate of all Ireland, and the Archbishop of Dublin was just known as the primate of Ireland. There was a little bit of a argument between the two different dioceses over which bishop got to be in charge, and this was because Armagh was the church that had been founded by Saint Patrick, and so it was kind of like the spiritual centre of Ireland, whereas Dublin was the political centre of Ireland. And so there was a bit of a fight between the two bishops as to who was in charge, because one was kind of the spiritual head of the church and the other one was more like a political head of the nation. And Bishop Ussher is most famous for his work on the Annals of the history of the world. So Bishop Ussher is not known for great missionary journeys. He's not known for being a warrior and going in great battles. He was an academic. He was a scholar. He spent his time in the office reading books and writing. And the most famous work of Bishop Ussher is his Annals of the World, in which he gives a chronology of history beginning with the creation of Adam and Eve up until his present day. And Bishop Ussher was not the first nor the last person to ever do this. It just was that he worked really hard and his work was of really good quality, and therefore it became the most popular one which everyone chose to use. So Bishop Ussher used the history of the world and dating, and he went through the genealogies in the book of Genesis to determine that the world was created 4,004 years before the birth of Jesus. Meaning that the world is about only 6,000 years old, not millions and billions of years old like the silly evolutionists say. And the other thing that Bishop Ussher did is that he used the seasons and mathematics to determine that the first day of creation was on October 23rd. Now, there's 365 days in the year, and so it could have been on any one of those days, but Bishop Ussher made an argument that this seemed to be the most likely day for the day one of creation. So that's why in some churches, like the Co-Elk here and the St. John's congregation here in Australia, we celebrate Creation Day on October 23rd. And so on October 23rd, we take a day to remember that God created us out of nothing, not through a process of evolution, and to thank God for the world around us. So that, children, is the history of Bishop Ussher. I've been your host, Reverend Jake Zabel. Goodbye and God bless.